أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين محمد وأهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما الإمام المنتظر الحجة الثاني عشر روحي وأرواح العالمين للتراب مقدمه الفداء أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي زدني علما صدق الله العلي العظيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, I hope everyone is well, and can everyone hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear.
Right. Cool. So what I'm going to do today, I want to practice some verb conjugations just to have a good revision, just as a measure that we are practicing on both. We're practicing on the grammar and also the verb conjugation as well. So this handout, which you're quite familiar with, everyone, I just want to quickly revise the past, present, and imperative, and then I will move on to the 4-letter verb, the 5 and the 6-letter verb, so that you become more familiar. These 16 are the actual foundation for the Arabic language. If you understand these, then you can gradually understand about 50% of. So I would like to start off with the basics and then work our way through. Can I request Sister Zebun Nisa Kanji?
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Right. I would like you to start off. So, as you know, the past tense verb has 3 patterns. So, the past tense verb it has 3 patterns. Fa'ala, or the other one being fa'ila, alima with a kasra in the middle. And the third one is fa'ula, the middle letter having a dhamma. So all of the verbs in the Arabic language which have 3 letters, their past tense have one of these 3 patterns itself. So can we start with kataba, Sister Zabunusa? Go ahead, Bismillah.
Kataba, they both wrote. Katabu, whom katabu, they all wrote. Ya katabat, she wrote. Huma katabata, they both female wrote. Hunna katabna, they wrote female. Anta katabta, you wrote masculine. Antuma katabta, antum katabtum, you all wrote masculine. Anti katabti, you wrote feminine. Antuma katabtuma, you both wrote feminine. Antunna katabtunna, you all wrote feminine. Ana katabtu, I wrote. Nahnu katabna, we wrote.
Excellent. Sister Farhana, can you come on the mic, please? Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Can we do kindly a dharaba for me? A dharaba, he hits.
Okay. Huwa zaraba, he hit. Huma zaraba, they both hit. Hum zarabu, they all hit. Hiya zarabat, she hit. Huma zarabata, they both hit. Hunna zarabna, they all hit. Anta zarabta, you hit. Antuma zarabtuma, you both hit. Antum zarabtum, you all hit. Anti zarabti, you hit. Antuma zarabtuma, you both hit. Antunna zarabtunna, you all hit. Ana zarabtu, I hit. Nahnu zarabna, we hit.
Excellent. Can I request next person, Sister Sabira? Sister Sabira, are you there?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. And you, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Now, this is the 3rd pattern for the past tense, which is alima, he knew. So can you kindly conjugate alima for me, please?
Huwa alima, he had.
He knew. Alima, he knew.
Sorry, he knew. Huma alima, they knew both. Hum alemu, they all knew. Hiya alimat, she knew. Huma alimata, they both knew. Hunna alimna, they all knew. Anta alimta, you knew. Antuma alimtuma, you both knew. Antum alimtum, you all knew. Anti alimti, you knew feminine. Antuma alimtuma, that's dual. Alimtunna, antunna alimtunna, you all knew plural. Alimtu, I knew, and nahnu alimna, we knew.
Excellent. Who is going to come next? Sister Shabnam. Sister Shabnam, I'll bring you later on because I want you to do the imperatives. I want you to do a bit more challenging. I'm going to ask the next person, Sister Batul.
Assalamualaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam. Sister Batul, now.
Oh, yeah. I'm
So
in the middle of something, but I'll go through it. Inshallah, I'll do it.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
You're a bit rusty, you said.
No, I am middle of some work, but then
Okay.
it's okay. I'll try my best. If
Okay,
I'm
bismillah.
missing, yeah.
So it's kabura. This one here is coming with a dhamma, kabura. I would like you to conjugate kabura. It's past tense, which means he became older.
Okay. So huwa kabura, huma kabura, hum kaburu, hiya kaburat, huma kaburna, huma kaburta, hunna kaburna, anta kaburta, antuma kaburtuma, antum kaburtum, anti kaburti, antuma kaburtuma, antunna kaburtunna, ana kaburtu, nahnu kaburna.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can I request the next person, Sister?
So if I can add one thing,
Yeah.
like as we are looking at it, so we know it.
Yep.
But then if you're doing something else, like some other word or some other exercise, then it's a bit it's a bit maybe hard or
Yeah. So what you?
to do.
Yeah. So this is the reason why when you practice them, and then the practice is what you are doing now. This will prepare yourself for you to be able to recognize them when you're doing it individually.
So it's Mazi and Ma'loom and Majhul.
Yes.
So both are past tense.
Yes.
So what's the difference between Kabura and Kobira?
Sister Shabnam, you was there in the previous session. Can you explain that, please? So let's do this one here. Sister Shabnam Walji, I know I have confidence in you. Bismillah, can you explain?
Sorry, Sheikh, I just moved away for a second and I missed the question.
The question
I
is,
knew it. Okay, it's been Pacific, right? Something?
yeah, it's the difference between ma'loom and majhul tense. What's the difference between the two?
So this.
Oh, okay. Did you want me to answer that or try
Yes,
to
please.
answer it?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, the ma'loom is when you know who is being spoken about, and the majhul is when you don't know the person. So where you've put here, it has been written.
Pacific tense, maybe? No.
Yeah,
or
it's for the passive. The doer
passive,
of the
yeah.
action. Yeah, the doer.
It's hidden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doer of the hit. Yeah, it's not known.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Right. Okay. Now, the past tense has one form, which is fu'ila. So in the Quran, it's kutiba. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Kutiba alaykum as-sayam. Kutiba alaykum as-sayamu. So kutiba alaykum as-sayamu. As-sayamu is coming with dhamma, which is the actual na'ib of fa'il of kutiba. Fasting has been prescribed upon you. Alaykum. Now, who prescribed the fasting? Has it been mentioned? Has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name been mentioned in this ayah? No. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name is not mentioned, only the object has been mentioned. So that's the reason why it's called fi'l madi majhul. Right, now what I want Sister Tahira to do, Sister Tahira, can you?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Sister Tahira?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. I think I think it froze.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which one he wanted me to do?
I
I
want you
didn't
to
hear.
fi'l madi majhul, the passive tense.
Okay. Huwa kutiba, huma kutiba, hum kutibu. Hiya kutibat, huma kutibata, hunna kutibna. Anti kutibata.
Now, anti kutibti.
Oh yeah, sure. I think I was here anta, yeah?
Yeah.
Anta kutibata.
And anta kutibta. The ba is silent. From the ba remains silent all of the remaining 8.
Oh yeah, sure. It's mutaharik pronouns.
Yeah.
Anta kutibta, antuma kutibtuma, antum kutibtum, anti kutibti, antuma kutibtuma, antunna kutibtunna, ana kutibtu, nahnu kutibna.
Correct. Brilliant. Okay.
Sorry, Mulana, before you move on. So what does that mean? So kotiba is it has been written, or kotiba.
Give you an example.
Is it they have been written about kotiba?
Let me give you an example. Let me just use it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to write this down for you.
Okay.
I like that's the reason why I ask you questions, because I like your questions. You always ask questions, and the students who ask questions are always the favorite student. You know that when they're asking questions, they want to understand things better. So that's good. So kataba Muhammadun. So let me, if you translate this for me, Sister Sabira. Kataba Muhammadun.
Okay. Muhammad wrote.
What did he write? Risalatan. So when we say
wrote a letter.
Muhammad wrote a letter. Okay. Now, just 1 second. I'm just writing this in the English Arabic as well. So you have the Arabic text as well. Muhammad. I'm just translating it as well now. Sorry, just 1 second. Muhammad kataba Muhammadun risalatan. So the translation will be Muhammad
wrote a letter.
Wrote a letter. Now, here the doer is Muhammad. Correct?
Yes.
He is the one who's performing the action of the doer is Muhammad. Now, object is
Letter.
Letter. Now, when you make passive tense,
yes,
what happens is that the doer is removed. The doer, which is Muhammad.
Yeah.
If you look at the chat box, I've actually sent Kataba Muhammadun Risalatan. So Muhammad is a masculine, correct?
Yeah.
And Kataba is a masculine verb as well.
Yes.
When you make the passive tense, you remove the word Muhammad, and replace the word Risalatun in its place of Muhammad.
Okay. So.
And so it becomes carry on. So carry on.
So if you remove Muhammad, then you write. So is it Kutiba Risalatan then?
Excellent. That is what I wanted from you to hear. Kutiba Risalatun.
Okay.
Now, Kutiba risalatun. Now, the word risalatun, is it masculine or feminine?
So risalatun te marbuta, so it's feminine.
So what you will need to do is that you will need to change the actual verb to feminine as well now.
Oh, so that will be kutibat,
Excellent.
risalatan.
Exactly. And the translation will be a letter has been
Written.
Yeah.
Okay. But Muhammad wrote the letter, so
Yeah. So what's happening here is that the person who, so the object, which is the risalatun, that is known that an action of writing a letter has been done, but who accomplished the action is kept discreet.
okay.
That is called passive. For example, I'll give you another example in English. For example, Dave stole my watch. Dave stole my watch.
Okay.
Dave stole my watch. Dave is the person who did the action of stealing on my watch. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I could say, my watch has been stolen.
Yeah.
My watch has been stolen. So what I've done now, the object of theft is my watch. That has been mentioned, but the person who stole the watch is kept discreet.
Yeah. Okay.
That's called passive tense.
Yeah.
So the passive tense can be either the present tense or the present, past or present.
Okay.
And what happens is that the object,
Yes.
let me write this down as well. The object takes the same harakat of the doer.
Okay.
And if the object is feminine, then the verb,
the passive verb is feminine then.
Then the passive verb will be feminine. Is that clear?
Yeah, so it could be either, could have, it's discrete, it's hidden, so it doesn't matter whether it's a he or a she.
Exactly.
But because the object is feminine, that means then the person will be feminine, or the verb will be feminine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is that clear now?
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
And
sorry, Sheikh, can I just ask?
Yes.
I hear you said the object takes the same harakat as the doer.
Yes.
But
that is the Dhamma Tanween. Because you remember, normally object is Fatha Tanween, Risalatan. So in this example, Kutibat Risalatun, it gets a Dhamma Tanween. Look at the first example, Kataba Muhammadun Risalatan. Muhammad wrote a letter. So Risalatan has a Fatha Tanween.
Yes.
So when you change it to passive tense, then the object, the harakat of Muhammad, is transferred to the word risala. So it becomes risalatun.
Okay.
Is that clear now?
I may have to watch this video again.
No. Look at the chat box. WhatsApp group.
I'll have a look. I haven't seen it yet. So yeah.
Open your WhatsApp group and it'll be crystal clear. Open it now and I'll wait for you. Are you using your phone or your laptop?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yes.
Okay.
Kataba Muhammadun. Is that Muhammadan?
Yep. Muhammadun risalatan.
And then Kutibat Risalatun.
Correct.
Okay. I see.
Is that clear now?
Yes. So the actual the passive took the feminine because risalat is feminine.
Exactly.
But then it took risalatun
because Muhammad has been dropped.
Muhammadun. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
And I'll send a handout on this as well. So to make it crystal clear, there's a complete handout, a lesson on this as well. What I've taught you is a whole lesson. So I'll just give you, I'll send this as a PDF file as well in the group as well.
Sorry, so further on in the lessons, then you're going to then tell us that this was any old Muhammad who wrote the letter, and then you're going to say the Muhammad, and then everything's going to change.
No.
No.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
No, yeah, this is it. Everything what I've taught you, this is the actual main crux of the actual passive tense, and nothing else more than this itself.
Right. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
there's nothing else. So it has only one form. The pattern is fu'ila, and all the verbs, regardless of whether it's a 3-letter verb or a 5 or a 6-letter verb, this pattern of fu'ila is applicable on them.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Fu'ila, okay, that's that. Right, okay, that's done. We did kutiba. Now everything else is on that. I'm not going to do any more of that. Now then the present tense. So for the present tense, I'm going to ask Sister Kulthum Behmani. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Sheikh.
How are
Before
you?
you go on,
Yep.
I'm sorry I entered just a little bit late, so I did understand the kotiba portion of it, but what I'm confused about is when you're using the multiples, like so it is kutiba, kutiba, kutibu, in the translation, because you said it has been written.
Yep.
So when you say kutiba, are you implying it has been written by two?
Yes. No. You're implying that two things have been done.
Ah, okay.
For example, sometimes some verbs doing the passive is not that easy. Dhuriba is good. When you do dhuriba, means that two individuals have been hit.
Okay.
Yeah, is that clear now?
Yes, thank you.
But when we say dhuribu, means a collective of individuals have been hit.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, that's fine. Now I want you to conjugate, sister, yaktubu. He is writing.
In the present tense?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it is yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubuna, taktubu, taktubani, yaktubna, taktubu, taktubani, taktubuna, taktubina, taktubani, taktubna, aktubu, naktubu.
Right, brilliant. Can I have the next person, Sister Tahira?
Yes.
Can you do yad? So now the next pattern is yadribu, where the present tense has a dhamma. Sorry, not a dhamma. The present tense middle letter has a kasra. Yadribu. Can you conjugate that, please, for me?
هو يضرب هما يضربان هم يضربون هي يضربت.
No, hiya tadrib, present tense.
Oh, I'm so sorry. هي تضرب هما تضربان هن يضربن أنت تضرب أنتما تضربان أنتم تضربون أنت تضربين أنتما تضربان أنتن تضربن.
Yep.
أنا أضرب نحن نضرب.
نحن نضرب. So here the middle letter has a kasra here. Now the next one I'm going to ask Sister Farhana.
Yes.
Now this one here, Sister Farhana, how many verbs conjugation have you done?
In this class?
No, before. I know you've done some before, so that's the reason I'm asking you.
Yeah, I have done a lot.
You've done a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Which book did you use? Did you use Abu Sarf?
Yeah, Baba said, yeah, Baba if'al, mafa'ala, tafa'ul. Yeah,
Okay, then that's really good. Then I've got someone. So I want next 2 weeks. Are you busy?
I'll not be here. Yeah, next 2 weeks because we're going for ziyarat to Iraq. Inshallah, 20th next Monday.
That's fine. Okay, that's good. So this is going to be easy for you. Yaftahu, present tense. Okay, I'll give you some difficult ones in a minute then. Let me choose someone else who hasn't done that well. I'm going to ask Sister Parveen Naqabi. Sister Parveen, Assalamu alaikum. Can you conjugate present tense for me? Yaftahu. Yaftahu, he is opening.
He is opening. Okay. Yaftahu, huwa yaftahu, he is opening. Huma yaftahani, they two are opening. Hum yaftahuna, they all opening. They are all opening. Hiya yaftahu,
Hiya
she is
taftahu. Hiya taftahu.
Hiya, okay. Hiya taftahu, she is opening. Huma taftahani, the two are opening females. Hunna yaftahna, they all are opening females. Anta taftahu.
Yep. You are opening.
You are opening. You are opening. Antuma taftahani, you two are opening. Antum taftahuna, you all are opening. Anti taftahina. I am opening.
No, you, one female.
Oh, okay, sorry. One female is opening. Antuma, like you, one female is opening. Taftahani, two female are opening. Taftahna, all female. You, all female are opening. Aftahu, I am opening. Naftahu, we are opening.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Right.
Thank you.
Sister, I'm going to ask Sister Zeb Munisa. Sister Zeb Munisa, can you explain to the class, or should we ask, it says, yeah, let's see what you can do. Would you be able to explain how you make the imperatives?
Okay. I'll try because my voice is gone. I got some cough, so maybe I'll try. I'm not coughing. You have to imperative. You have to make from a three-letter word like kataba. Then and it has to be those anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antuna. Those are in front of you whom you can command to do the thing. So, so then if it's anta taktubu, ta you have to drop.
Correct.
In place of ta, you have to bring alif because kaf is sukun.
Correct.
So ak, it will be aktubu because if the third letter of kataba is zama, then the imperative alif will carry zama. So it will be uktub, and be has to be in anta only, the ba last letter has to be on sukun in every imperative word. So
Excellent.
it will be uktub.
So when we're talking about the middle, the meaning of the ta of the three-letter verb,
Yes.
if that has a dhamma, then
Yes.
the hamzatul wasl, because the kaf is silent, we bring
Yes.
hamzatul wasl with a dhamma.
Yes.
And if it's a fatha or a kasra, then the hamzatul wasl will be with
kasra, always.
Correct. Continue.
Uktub, uktuba, uktubu, uktubi, uktuba, uktubna.
Correct. So what happens in the dual and the plurals and the uktubi? What's happening with the noons?
Yeah, uktuba, alif will come in, and noon will be dropped. And uktubu, vaw will come with alif to protect vaw, and noon will be dropped.
Correct. And alif is brought in just to protect from confusion, that the vaw is not in the meaning of add, but is part of the word itself.
Yes.
Correct. And the noon in the plural.
Yes, in the,
for the female, uktubna, this noon remains because this noon is the sign of
hunna. Yeah.
Correct. So uktub, uktuba, uktubu, uktubi, uktuba, uktubna. Correct. Jazakallah. Sister Sabira Kanji. Sister Sabira, can you explain the next one? Tadribu.
Yeah, so
Imperative.
tadribu, because the masculine has got a kasra in the ra.
Yep.
It stays the same. So if the third letter of the verb is a kasra or a fatha in the present tense, then the hamzatul wasl in the imperative is kasra.
Correct.
So it becomes, so that's why the tazribu becomes idrib. So you drop the ta and you have the hamzatul wasl of alif with a kasra, and then it's idrib, idriba, idribu, idribi, idriba, idribna.
Excellent. Is that clear for you?
Yes, it's you did this with us when we were doing book 1
Two.
and 2.
Yeah, I know. The reason why I'm doing it fast track, is because I'm moving on to the 4, 5, and 6 letter verbs. So I have to go through this as a preliminary for me to refresh everyone's memory. Now, next person, Sister Butul Ali.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam. The imperative of taftahu, you are opening. How do you make it?
Ifta.
No. Explain the formation. Ifta is easy.
So, okay. So for the iftaha, the
Step 1. No.
Yes.
Let's go for the steps. Step 1. All of the tas in the beginning of the present tense, when we make the imperative, which is for the second person, does it remain or remove?
It will be removed. For imperative, it will be removed, and
Yes.
it will be replaced by hamzatul. It will be replaced by alif.
Hamzatul wasl. Why is the hamzatul wasl needed? Because the fa.
Because it's the fa has a sukoon.
Correct.
And it needs to be a beginning, like the first letter needs to have an Arab on it.
Correct.
So we have started with hamzatul wasl. So iftaha.
So why is it given a kasra rather than a fatha? Why is it given a kasra rather than a dhamma?
Rather than a zamma.
Yeah. Uktub, kataba yaktub, uktub. Why can you say uftah? Why is it iftah?
Because the last letter has a kasra, and that is removed.
Nope. We said this already earlier. When the middle letter has a fatha or a kasra, the middle letter, the ta, has a fatha or a kasra, the hamzatul wasl will be given a kasra. The hamzatul wasl, if the middle letter has a dhamma, then the hamzatul wasl comes with a dhamma. So the hamzatul wasl has only 2 i'rab, dhamma or a kasra. It never comes with a fatha.
With a fatha, okay. Yeah.
Continue.
And then the third one, tuftahu, tuftahuna. It's also
not tuftahun, taftahuna.
Oh, okay, this one. Taftahuna. So it will
the noon is dropped. So you're silent. Unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry. So the noon is ta is dropped with alif. Yep. And the end noon is dropped also, and alif will protect the waw.
Correct.
And then in this one, taftahina, iftahi. So the noon again, it will drop, and the ya, and it will end with the ya.
Correct.
This one, taftahani, again the noon will drop, and the ha will be on its own.
Correct.
So it has to be a reason why the noon has dropped and the ha has to be on its own, or it's just the rule.
So the noon is the sign of, so in taftahina, this noon, it shows, in the singular you have taftah, the dhamma, correct? So these noons here in the singular feminine and in the dual, this noon is representing the dhamma itself, showing that the present tense is in its original form.
Okay.
That's what it is, nothing else. And when you do the imperatives, can you see the singular noun has a sukoon?
Singular noun has a sukoon, yeah.
Yeah, iftah. So should show that all the duals are in the imperative form. We remove the noons.
Okay. So so end word, if it's a sukoon, so it's showing it's a singular, the other ones are plural.
Exactly. So that's it. Removing of the nouns is showing that these imperatives are imperatives itself.
Okay, and if I can ask you one more thing, maybe it's a very like old notes, because I'm outside and I don't have any notes in my front of me. Why do we use imperatives and when do we use imperatives?
Imperatives are used when you want to command someone. For example, if you have a naughty child and he's inside the house and you're outside the house and he locks the door and you say, open the door.
Okay, so it's a commanding, like, okay.
Exactly. So it's a command when you command someone.
Okay, so last one is left, yeah? Taftahna.
Yeah.
Taftahna. So iftahna.
Correct.
So it's just the ta is replacing the alif, that's it.
Correct.
Okay.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheikh. Thank you, Sheikh.
You're welcome. Sister Shabnam, can you come on the mic now, please?
Yes, Sheikh.
I want you to do the 4-letter verb now. Explain that to the class. What's happening in the 4-letter verb? Give me 1 second. I'll make it full screen for you. And
could have explained the 3-letter verb. I'm not sure I can do the 4-letter verb. Oh gosh. And I did have one question, sorry, on the 3-letter verb. In my notes, I have written, and I heard Zebun Babi explain it, but I couldn't catch it.
Yep.
Why is it that in Antunna the noon is not dropped? What is it doing?
That no, in Antunna, that noon is a sign of feminine plural.
Okay.
So that's the reason why that noon is not dropped.
Okay.
So that's the reason why we pronounce it. Now, this one here now, you see on the screen, akrama. This is now, the root word is karama. The root word is karama. And we have added an additional letter, an alif here, to alter the original meaning. For example, karuma yakrumu means he became honorable. Okay?
Okay.
So when you become honorable, it doesn't require an object.
Okay.
So do you remember I spoke about this a few months ago? That there are 2 types of verbs in the Arabic language: transitive and intransitive verbs.
Transitive. Yeah. Yeah.
A transitive in Arabic we use lazim and mutaaddi. You know the example which I gave you, kataba Muhammadun risalatan. So this type of verb requires a verb, doer, and an object. Correct? There's a verb, doer, and an object. That's called a transitive verb. That it requires verb, doer, and object as a transitive verb. And an intransitive verb is, for example, dhahaba, Zaid went. Zaid went. It doesn't require an object. Who's doing the action? Zaid himself. It doesn't require an object upon whom he is doing the action of going.
So it's from the meaning of the verb rather than...
Exactly. Yeah, from the meaning of the verb, you will understand it doesn't require an object.
Okay.
Is that clear?
So far?
Right. If I say to you, Daraba Muhammadun, Muhammad hit.
Yes.
And remained quiet. Is this ambiguous sentence in meaning?
I would have thought so, because we don't know what he's hit.
Exactly. So if I said Muhammad, so the way to know a transitive and an intransitive verb, it's really easy. There's a trick. The trick is this: you put the pronoun him or it after it, the translation. Muhammad hit it, or Muhammad hit him. If it conveys a meaning correctly, then it's a transitive verb. If it doesn't convey a meaning, it means that the verb which you're trying to find out whether it's a transitive verb, it's not a transitive verb. So darabahu, he hit him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's a transitive verb. If I said he went him or he went it, does that make sense?
No.
So it's intransitive verb. Is that clear?
So far.
Brilliant. So this is the clue to know the difference between if to see a verb, and in the dictionary, in the Handsworth dictionary, you will have in brackets S dot 0. S dot O, sorry, O, someone. So when in that brackets comes someone, S dot O means someone, meaning that this verb requires an object in the dictionary.
So the O is for object.
Yeah, no, something.
Oh, I see.
Or someone.
Right. Okay.
That's what it's abbreviation for. Okay. Now, this verb, now why am I explaining this? Is because of this verb. This verb itself, a 4-letter verb, this 4-letter verb is normally used for making a intransitive verb into a transitive verb. What does that mean? An intransitive verb into a transitive verb. Meaning, I'll explain that in basic English. It means that a verb which didn't require an object, when you make it on this pattern, it will change the meaning that that verb now will require a verb, doer, and an object. That is the changes this 4-letter verb does to a 3-letter verb. I'll give you an example. Dhahaba. What does dhahaba mean? This is
it went. He went.
Yes. Now I'm going to use ayat tathir. Ayat tathir on this, explain this. So dhahaba, he went. Okay. In ayat tathir, let me show you. Can you see this here? Innama yuridullahu
liyudhiba ankum ar-rijsa.
Yeah, so can you see this lam, forget this lam.
Yeah.
The lam is changing the ba to a fatha, okay? Ignore, okay. If I ignore the lam and make it yudhibu, okay, that is on the pattern of the present tense of this verb. Where's it gone? Yudhibu. Does that make sense? It's on this pattern, yes?
Yes, present tense of dhahaba yudhibu. Okay.
Adhaba, so the past tense, dhahaba is the 3-letter verb. So yes. Adhaba yudhibu. Adhaba yudhibu. Now, dhahaba means he went. Now, so when dhahaba Muhammad went, it completes its meaning. It doesn't require an object. But when you bring dhahaba onto this pattern, adhaba yudhibu, it gives the meaning he caused someone to remove something.
Okay.
He caused.
Is this something like a causative then? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. This verb gives the meaning of causative. He caused to remove something from someone. So he caused the removing of something from someone. So you have a doer and a person from whom that thing is being extracted or removed from, which is the object.
Okay.
Does that make sense now?
It does, yes. It's just
mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing, yes, yeah. And because I'm a visual learner, I'm going to have to sit and make charts and tables.
No. I'll give you the chart from this ayah of the Quran.
Okay.
Innama yuridullahu. Innama means surely.
That.
Surely yuridullahu. Allah wants. Who wants? Allah wants.
Yeah.
Liyudhiba. Indeed, who is going to do that? Removing. Cause the removing. Liyudhiba. Who is doing this action? Allah is doing the action. What is he causing? Ankum, from you. The Ahlul Bayt, okay? from you, referring to the Ahlul Bayt. What is he doing? Ar-rijsa.
Removing the impurities.
So can you see ar-rijsa with a fatha?
Yes.
And when a noun comes with a fatha after a verb, that is a sign of a object.
Okay. I was looking for the inni because of the fatha. Sorry.
No.
Last week's
inni
and la inni and
I know. I think there's a lot of things we have to teach to get yourself at the standard of understanding the Quran. So like here, I'll give you an example of inni. So here, innal muslimina. So
yes.
Inna is coming from muslimina. Originally it was muslimuna. Because of inna, it's changed to muslimina. Or inna allaha. Ism of Allah is the ism of inna.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So is this clear now?
Yes.
Yudhibu, huwa dhamir is the fa'il, referring back to Allah. Ar-rijsa is the object of yudhiba, which is causing. Allah is causing the removal of the rijs itself.
Sheikh, I want to ask you a question, but I think you're going to be, you might think, oh, I've forgotten everything. But I don't know why I thought that the li at there would have caused the ba to take a kasra. Isn't that?
No, that's fine. That's understandable. Yeah, so there are different types of lams. This lam here, the lam is normally a preposition, but sometimes there is another type of lam which comes in front of the present tense, which is called lam of the lam for the causative. So there are different types of lams in the Arabic language. The basic one is the one which comes with a noun, but this lam here is a good question. It comes in order to.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This lam is called lamu ta'lil, or lamu ta'lil means a causative, or lam for explanation as well. Okay, so that's the reason why it gives it a fatha. Right, let's go back. I think I'm only going to be able to manage to do this verb, and that's it today. Right, so here, and for example, Allahumma, I'll give you another example. Allahumma adkhil ala ahli al-qubur as-surur. Dakhala means entered. He entered, yes? Allahumma adkhil, imperative. Adkhil.
Okay. Okay, make to enter.
Exactly.
It's command. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so this is how it's being the command. So let's conjugate now akrama, which is a 4-letter verb, which comes in the meaning of causative.
Okay, so the past tense, yes?
Yes, please.
Okay, inshallah. Sorry, what did you say the meaning of akrama was? I'm sorry.
He gave respect to someone.
He gave respect. Okay, so huwa akrama, he gave respect. Huma akrama, they gave respect. Hum akramu, they all gave respect. Hiya akramat, she gave respect. Huma akramata, they both gave respect, female. Hunna akramna, they all gave respect. Anta akramta, you, masculine, gave respect. Antuma akramtuma, they both gave respect. Antum akramtum, they all gave respect. Anti, so you female. Anti akramti, gave respect. Antuma akramtuma, you both gave they both gave respect. Antunna akramtunna, they all gave respect. Ana akramtu, I gave respect. Nahnu akramna, we all gave respect.
Correct. And then the fi'l madi majhul, it's ukrima. So the kaf, like in the past tense, it had a sukoon. That remains with a sukoon. One letter before the last, which is the ra, that's given a kasra. And the previous letter, whatever is before them, whether it be 3-letter verb or 4 letters before the ra, will be given a dhamma. So ukrima. So ukrima is the past tense itself. Past passive tense, ukrima.
So in translation, that would be?
He has been respected.
He has been respected.
Yeah. Who by? We don't know.
Right. Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, inshallah. Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, now then, present tense, I'm going to ask, can I request, it's going to be difficult now. Who should I request? Sister Tahira.
Yes.
Present tense. Yukrimu.
Huwa yukrimu.
Just
Huma.
before I do yukrimu, I want you to explain. Now, if you look at yukrimu, there's only kaf, ra, mim, 3 letters. How are you able to distinguish between this verb and the previous verbs like kataba yaktubu, daraba yadribu? How would you know that from this yukrimu, just looking at this, that this is a 4-letter verb, not a 3-letter verb?
Because of the ya has a dhamma.
Excellent. That is correct. That is the only clue. The ya in the past, in the 3-letter verbs, kataba yaktubu, all of them have a fatha.
Yes.
The 4-letter verb here, it has a dhamma. That is the only sign. Otherwise, you will not be able to distinguish whether it's a 3 or a 4-letter verb. So originally, it was akrama yuakrimu. So this alif, hamzatul qat, has been dropped in the present tense. So yuakrimu became yukrimu. Go ahead now, sister. Go conjugate.
Okay. Huwa yukrimu, huma yukrimani, hum yukrimuna. Hiya tukrimu, huma tukrimani, hunna yukrimna. Anta tukrimu, antuma tukrimani, antum tukrimuna. Anti tukrimina, antuma tukrimani, antunna tukrimna. Ana ukrimu, nahnu nukrimu.
Ana ukrimu, excellent, brilliant, thank you. Is that clear?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Have you done these before?
Yes, I have done quite many of them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Now, Sister Farhana Zedi.
Yes, sir.
How will be the imperative? The imperative of this verb.
For the imperative, you will remove ta from tukrimu. Ta will be removed, and mim will have sukun.
Okay.
And because when you remove ta, you can't pronounce it, so hamzatul wasl will be added.
Incorrect. Incorrect. Anyone going to help Sister Farhana to correct her mistake? Anyone? Okay, that's fine. So what happens, Sister Farhana? Remember this point. Now, this one is a babi if'al, is a 4-letter verb. So originally, this hamzatul qat is dropped in the present tense. But when you make the imperative, the hamzatul qat reappears. So this alif here, with a hamza on top, this is not hamzatul wasl. This is hamzatul qat.
Okay. Af'ala yuf'ilu if'al. Okay.
Yeah, af'ala yuf'il, af'il, akrim.
Af'il, okay.
So this is not following the formulas of the 3-letter verbs. It has its own formula. Akrim, wherever it comes, it will always read adkhil. Allahumma adkhil ala ahli al-qubur surah. Allahumma anzil alayna. Okay, remember this point.
Okay.
Akrim.
Okay. So you always have a fatha then.
Yes, always have a fatha. All the 4-letter verb on this pattern, akrama yukrimu, always comes with a fatha and a hamza on top.
Okay. So it's initially to akrim. That means
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So ta will be removed and will become akrim.
Right.
Okay. So akrim, akrima, akrimu. Akrimi, akrima, akrimna.
Excellent. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Right. Is anyone in a hurry? Can I have an extra 5-10 minutes more? 5-10 minutes?
Bismillah.
Sure. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Because the reason why I want to do something else before I end the class, because we just have midway through the class, and there's something else I want to go through, just to make things much more clearer for everyone. Just give me 1 second. Now, these verb conjugations are so important. Without this, you can't really understand anything. And that's the reason why I felt, because we're going on holidays, I want people to at least practice this in the holidays. So I'll send you some like templates so you can practice on. Just 1 second, I just get the file uploaded and I'll just show it to you on the screen now.
You will also share the recording,
Yeah, I'll send the recording of this because this is really important.
Yeah, so at least because we can follow the pattern, but the only thing is that reason with the reasoning.
Yeah, I've sent these handouts in the group, and of course, I'll need to practice this even further again with yourselves. But I want you to at least learn this pattern. That'll be the starting point. Right, can you see the screen? Are you able to share the screen now?
No, it's not. Check.
Okay. How about now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Sister Sabira, can you come on the mic, please?
Yes.
Now, Sister Sabira, now this is, again, a four-letter verb. Now,
Yeah.
how is this a four-letter verb? Fa'ala yufa'ilu. Fa'ala yufa'ilu. Can you see a shadda here now?
Yes.
Now, this shadda represents there's two ayns here.
Yeah.
And this is the same as the yutahiru. Tahara, yutahiru, tathir.
Yeah.
To cause, so like like af'ala yuf'ilu gives the meaning of causative, causing something.
Yeah.
This also comes in the meaning of causative as well.
Okay.
So can you conjugate fa'ala?
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
fa'ala in the present tense or the passive?
Past tense, fa'ala. Past.
Okay. Fa'ala. Huwa fa'ala. So he did. Huma fa'ala.
There's no need for translation, just the actual verb conjugation itself.
Okay. So huma fa'ala. Hum fa'alu. Hiya fa'alat. Huma fa'ala. Fa'alata. Fa'alata. Hunna fa'alna. Anta fa'alta. Antuma fa'altuma. Antum fa'altum. Anti fa'alti. Antuma fa'altuma. Antunna fa'altunna. Ana fa'altu. Nahnu fa'alna.
Excellent. Brilliant. On this now pattern, I want Sister Zebunisa. Sister Zebunisa, are you okay? Sister Zebunisa?
Yes.
You know the word we use? Let me give you. Nazzala yunazzilu. Nazzala yunazzilu tanzil. Yunazzil. In the Quran, the word yunazzilu has come as well. So nazzala. I want you to conjugate nazzala. It's on the same pattern as this, having the zal has a shadda. Nazzala.
Nazzala, the meaning of nazzala.
Nazzala means it has been revealed, or it has been descended. But I don't mind. I don't really need the translate. I want you to just conjugate the pattern itself. Nazzala.
Okay. Nazzala, nazzala, nazzalu, nazzalat, nazzalata, nazzalna, nazzalta, nazzaltuma, nazzaltum, nazzalti, nazzaltuma, nazzaltunna, nazzaltu, nazzalna.
Excellent. Excellent. Sister Butul Ali. Alaykum salam. I want you to do Nazzala as well.
Sorry.
Can you do Nazzala as well? Also Darraja. Let's do it with you something different. Qabbala. Qabbala.
On the same pattern. On
Yes.
the same pattern of fa'ala, yeah?
Yes.
So huwa qabbala, huma qabbala,
Correct.
hum qabbalu,
Yes.
hiya qabbalat,
Hiya qabbalat.
hiya qabbalat, huma qabbalata,
Qabbalata. Yep.
hunna qabbalna, anta qabbalta, antuma qabbaltuma, antum qabbaltum, anti qabbalti, antuma qabbaltuma, antunna qabbaltunna, ana qabbalna, ana qabbaltu, nahnu qabbalna.
Excellent. Really good. That was mashallah really good. Now, Sister Sabira, can you come back on the mic?
Yes.
Now, Sister Sabira, now the present tense is yufa'ilu. Tahara yutahiru.
Yeah.
So yufa'ilu, and now here, let me make it bigger for you.
Yeah.
Here, underneath the shadda, there's a kasra. Yufa'ilu. I want you to kindly conjugate all of the 14 forms for the present tense. Yufa'ilu.
With tahara, yeah?
No, yutahiru.
Yutahiru, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yutahiru, huwa yutahiru, huma yutahirani, hum yutahiruna.
Excellent.
Hiya yutahiru.
Hiya tutahiru.
Sorry, tutahiru. Huma tutahirina.
No.
Tutahirani.
Correct.
Hunna tutahirna.
Nope. Change the ta to ya.
Yutahirna.
Correct.
Anta tutahiru.
Correct.
Antuma tutahirani.
Excellent.
Antum tutahiruna.
Excellent.
Anti tutahirina.
Excellent.
Antuma tutahirani.
Very good.
Antunna tutahirna.
Excellent.
Ana ahtaru.
Utahiru.
Utahiru. Sorry. Utahiru. Nahnu nutahiru.
Excellent. Excellent. How do you find that? A bit tongue twisting.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister.
Yeah. It is. Okay, that's brilliant. That was really good. Now, Sister Shabnam.
Yes, Sheikh.
I want you to do rattaba, yurattibu, tartib. You know the word tartib?
Tartil. Okay.
No, tartil, yeah, and tartib. What does tartib mean?
Tartil, when you're reciting Quran in tartil.
Exactly.
In a measured
way. So rattala, yurattilu. Conjugate yurattilu now.
Okay. So, Sheikh, can you please move up I can't see it very good. Thank you. So from
yurattilu. Sorry.
Remind me of the
rattala, yurattilu.
Yurattilu.
Lam.
I'm just going to write that down.
Yep.
Yurattilu, because I've never heard it before. So huwa yurattilu, huma yurattilani, hum yurattiluna.
Correct.
Hiya turattilu.
Correct.
Huma turattilani.
Correct.
Hunna yurattilna.
Correct.
Anta turattilu, antuma turattilani, antum turattiluna. Anti turattilina, antuma turattilani, antunna turattilna. Ana
urattilu.
Urattilu, thank you.
Yep.
Nahnu nurattilu.
Mashallah, mashallah. Excellent. Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Excellent. Now, Sister Farhana.
Yes.
Imperative. Of rattala, sorry, tahara, yutahiru, tathir. How would you make the imperative?
So for tutahiru, ta will be removed.
Yep.
And
tahiru,
we don't need anything to add here. So it's tahir.
Excellent.
Tahir, tahira, tahiru, and tahiri, tahira, tahirna.
Excellent. Is that clear for everyone? So because what's happening here in the imperative, when we remove the ta from the beginning, the fa itself has a harakat. The fa has a fatha. So because of that, there's no need to bring any alif in the beginning. So then the imperative is made as fa'il. So I'm going to ask Sister Kulthum. Sister Kulthum, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Nazzil. So nazzala, yunazzilu, tanzil. The Quran being revealed, nazzala, yunazzilu, tanzil. So the Quran has inzal and tanzil. Tanzil means gradual portions of the Quran being revealed. Nazzala, yunazzilu. So imperative will be nazzala, tunazzilu. Tunazzilu is you.
So it would be nazala.
Nazzil. Nazzil.
Nazzil. Nazzil. Nazzila. Nazzilu. Nazzili. Nazzila. Nazzilna.
Excellent. Correct. Sister Tahira, are you there?
Yes.
Sister Tahira, I'm going to give you the verb in Sallim. Sallim. Sallama, yusallimu taslim. So sallim, send salam. Sallim.
Salim.
Sallima.
Yeah. Salim. Salima. Salimu. Salim.
Me.
Li.
No, sallimi.
Salimi. Salimi. Salim.
Sallima.
Oh. Salima. Salimna.
Sallimna. Excellent. Right. Right. I think that'll be enough. I think your minds are probably tired from what is Sheikh doing with us. He's giving us a really hard time. So that's enough. I wanted to do one more, but I think the time is important, and I think you've got other things to do as well. So, right. Any questions from anyone? I haven't finished them. I've only done 2. I've got another 8 more to do. So I'll probably have to do that after the break now. So this is the last lesson for today, and inshallah everyone will have a break. But the one which I wanted to do, it was this one here. Where's it gone? It was from the same one category. It was only that now what's happening here, like Nazzala had 1 letter extra, Akrama had 1 letter. Now in Sharaka, Yushariku, you have an alif now added after the first letter. So the root word is Sharika, but after the first letter, you add the alif. So Sharaka, the present tense, Yushariku. And Sister Zebunisa, the imperative from Tushariku, it will be what? The imperative, Sharaka Yushariku, means that he associated someone with him. Correct.
Sharik, Sharika, Shariku, Shariki, Sharika, Sharikna.
Excellent. Excellent. So this is the one which I wanted to do. I might, as I've started, I'll give you 3 minutes more and I'll end the class. Can I ask Sister Zebunisa? I want you to the past tense, Sharaka.
I do past tense.
Yes, please.
Huwa Sharika, Huma
Sharaka. All in the hafata. Sharaka.
Huwa Sharaka, Huma Sharaka, Hum Sharaku, Hiya Sharakat, Huma Sharakata, Hunna Sharakna, Anta sharakta, antuma sharaktuma, antum sharaktum, anti sharakti, antuma sharaktuma, antunna sharaktunna, ana sharaktu, nahnu sharakna. Done.
Excellent. And now the fi'l madi majhul,
Yes.
what happens is that, as is on the pattern of fu'ila, so the kaf has a fatha, the ra, one letter before the last, has a kasra, and the alif changes to a waw because the sheen is given a dhamma. So this, for the suitability, the alif changes to a waw and it becomes shurika or fi'l madi majhul.
Yes, much. Okay, shurika.
Okay, shurika. And the present tense is yushariku.
Yushariku.
So conjugate yushariku as well, please, for me.
Yushariku, huwa yushariku, huma yusharikani, hum yusharikuna, hiya yushariku, huma tusharikani, hiya tushariku, huma tusharikani, hunna yusharikna. Anta tushariku, antuma tusharikani, antum tusharikuna, anti tusharikina, antuma tusharikani, antunna tusharikna, ana ushariku, nahnu nushariku. Done.
Done. Excellent. Sister Shabnam, last one, and that's it.
Sharik is to witness.
No. Sharaka. So the root word is sheen, ra, kaf. Okay. And here, what's happening? The meaning here, it's coming in the meaning. So this pattern of fa'ala, yufa'ilo, it gives the meaning of mutual, meaning that two individuals are exchanging something. So example, this sharaka, he participated with someone.
So when we say Sharikat al-Hussein, like that?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So sharaka yushariku means to combine with someone or have a partnership with someone.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Sister Shabnam, the word jahid. That's imperative, which is to combat. Jahada, yujahidu, mujahada. So jahid, jim, alif, ha, dal. That's imperative.
So jahid, jahida, jahidu, jahidi, jahida, jahidna.
Excellent. The reason you may be wondering why am I doing this? The reason why I have to teach you these are patterns of verbs which come in the Quran. And first of all, I have to teach you the templates, the actual patterns, so that when we go through the Quran, you will know which pattern the verb is coming. And each of these verb patterns convey a different meaning of the meanings of the Quran as well. So that's the reason why I'm doing this thing.
Thank you, Shaykh.
Okay, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. How did you, now if you read the Quran, try to see these patterns itself. So far what we have done, I've sent you the whole handout, but of course I haven't covered all of them yet, but the different meanings, different patterns as well. Okay, any questions from anyone?
Lot of information, inshallah.
I just wanted to say, so all these were all 4-letter verbs, yeah?
Yep.
Sort of more than 4-letter verbs.
Yeah. So there's a 4-letter verb, and then we have, like, I'll show you something else. The other one, it's good that you asked that question. I'm not going to teach it. Over here now, this is another one now. So here you will see, iktasaba. So alif and the ta are the additional 2 letters. Now this is a 5-letter verb.
Oh yes, it is. Yes.
So I need to cover that. In kasara, al-an in kasara dhahri wa qillat hilati. When Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam was martyred, Imam Hussain alayhi salam, al-an in kasara.
Yeah.
In kasara means actually my back is broken.
Yeah.
In kasara.
Yeah.
And then sorry, where is it gone? That's again a 5-letter verb. And then where's it gone? This one. And then the other one is this one here. Tanaza'a. So here, naza'a is the root word. The ta and the alif are the additional letters. So this again, now tanaza'a comes in the meaning of mutual correspondence between two individuals. Like in the surah, in the 4th juz, لن تنالوا البر حتى تنفقوا مما تحبون. So tanalu, it means that you will not receive. If you give, you will receive. You cannot receive unless you give. So the word tanalu means a both exchange from both parties.
Okay.
So this verb gives that meaning of mutual mutual correspondence between two individuals. So this verb I have to cover this as well. The za'ama. Za'ama, zal, ayn, mim is a root word.
Yeah.
Ha and the shadda is a 2 additional letters. That's 5-letter verb again.
Yeah.
That's what I have to cover next after the holidays, inshallah.
And I think I looked at one more sheet that you had sent. It's a 6th one. Istaqbala.
Yeah, istaqbala is, we say this every day in the salah. Astaghfirullah rabbi wa atubu ilayh.
Okay.
That comes in the meaning of seeking.
Okay. Istaqbal. Okay.
Istaqbala. Istaqbala means to istiqbal. You know, istiqbal we use in Gujarati and Urdu as well in Arabic. Istiqbal means to receive something.
Yeah. Okay.
To welcome.
So they-
Istiqbal.
Welcome. Yeah.
So they all begin with a 3-letter, and then they all multiply in this 4, 5, etc.
Exactly. And this multiplication of these verbs, it alters the meaning itself.
Okay.
If you look at this one here, this sheet which I've sent, it's got the causative, reciprocal attempt, causative, intensive, or diminutive. So diminutive means that it literally means that you cut something in small pieces.
Oh. Okay.
So that's so if you look through it, it will make sense. This handout, I've sent this handout already to you in the group.
Yeah, I've gone through this, yes.
Inshallah. Okay. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajum. Apologies for the long class, but it was something